I want to do two things today. One is to discuss the value of mentors. Secondly, is to use this opportunity to appreciate and to thank one of my mentors who shaped my life, shaped my academic journey while I was still an undergraduate student, Professor Timothy Bulus. Actually, it is easy for many people to believe in you when you have succeeded. But the ones that believe in you before your success, those are true mentors. Because Timothy will call me and said, okay, I need to show you some few things. We'll get into the lab. Particularly my undergraduate project was on plants. Because I was working with Professor Timothy, I had the opportunity to work on many other things, actually beyond what I did. So he had an animal farm. So I was able to learn a lot about handling animals. I did a lot of things, a lot of work. I was exposed to a lot of work. For example, work on malaria, work on trypanosomiasis, learning a lot about how to work in the lab, practical skills, research skills. So I was really exposed on many things, especially that relates to research. And that exposure actually played a role later in my career path. And I appreciate him for that. And one important thing about him is that he doesn't hoard knowledge. Sometimes when we're talking and he will ask me, Victor, did you know this? Or are you aware of this? Or he will ask me, what is your knowledge about this? If he discovers that my knowledge is shallow, he says, okay, don't worry. When we get to the lab tomorrow, I will show you some few things. You don't know where you will need it tomorrow. So actually how he exposes a person to knowledge is based on his vision, not just only of today, but of tomorrow. So it's not just what you need now. As you discuss with him, that's the value of mentors, because they try to see ahead, or they have seen ahead of you, so they are able to help you out even with things you have not seen yet. And that's one of the incredible things about him. He doesn't hoard knowledge, and I really appreciate him. So he did well in exposing me in a number of things. There's another thing again I think I need to share before I bring out some few points that I want us to understand, especially when it comes to the issue of how valuable mentors are. And he was away in Germany sometimes, and he actually called from Germany to ask how I was doing. And then I shared with him some of the challenges I was having then in school. And one of it was that we were wrongly accused that we were responsible for spoiling a particular laboratory equipment. And but actually the equipment in question was faulty even before we started using the laboratory. But the HOD then didn't want to hear my explanation, because I was the very one who was the leader, because I was the one who got the key to the lab, so to say. I wasn't the actually class representative, but I was the leader because I was using the laboratory and many other of my fellow students during our final year projects. So, but because I was the one who got the key, so when I got into the lab, I saw the equipment was faulty. But then after the HOD discovered that it was faulty, so they said we that have been using the lab were the one that spoiled the equipment, and then we were fined heavily. Well, when I mean heavily, when you're a student, you don't have so much, especially when you're coming from a humble background. But what I'm trying to say is that the money we were fined would actually repair that thing, and you will still have much left. So, because I know I didn't do that, and I know we were not the one who spoiled the equipment, so I saw it as it was unfair for me to just, it was just unfair. So that actually got me annoyed, and I said, I'm not going to pay it. I'm not going to pay it. Whatever that will happen, let it happen. I was very angry about it. Student, but you're in a fine. I was just angry about it. It's how you'll be accused of doing something that you didn't do it. And so when Professor Timothy called from Germany, and he was asking me about some of the things, and then I mentioned it to him, he saw that definitely I was angry about it. And then there is some word that he told me, and that stuck with me and truly shaped my life up to now, or has been shaping my both academic journey and life. He told me that, Victor, you are going far. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Go. I will call my wife, and she will give you the money, and you will come and pay the money. So, it was shocking. So I don't. I didn't have any choice, because he was the one paying the money. I think he as now, he did that particularly, I believe, to teach me a lesson, and truly I got the lesson. Later I discovered, after our conversation, I went to his wife, got the money, came and paid the money, and then we graduated. But it's something that actually stuck with me. And the lesson I learned was that particularly, that not all battles are worth fighting for. Some of the battles are distractions. So if you are going far, you really need to choose wisely the battles in which you fight. This is the greatest, or will I say one of the greatest lessons I got from his words and actions. And I'm ever grateful for him, because he truly, truly have helped me to see far, very far. Probably if I had fought when I did that, maybe I may not have graduated with the class of degree I graduated, or something may happen, and it would have definitely been a distraction to me, to where I was going. So I have some few points before I conclude, based on what I have learned over the years. This is just an example of many people who have shaped my perception and life. So basically, we are product of influence, and I appreciate it, because those who influenced me were great men. Now, the first thing I want you to get from these stories, and also to understand about the values, or how valuable mentors are. Number one, A true mentor believes in you before success comes. That's what distinguishes a mentor from a predator. Someone who wants to take advantage of you, a predator. A true mentor believes in you before success comes. Now, the second point is mentors open doors of exposure and opportunities. Just like I said, Dr. or Professor Timothy would call me and then ask me, do you know about this? Do you know about that? And if he discovers that my knowledge is limited, he said, okay, let me share this with you. I don't know where you will use it. And then he of course, he has been a great help in helping me see a lot of things. And what I'm trying to say is that they open doors for you. There are doors you will enter. I remember I got to know Professor Andrew Knock of blessed memory, one of the greatest scientists and biochemists in Nigeria. I met him through Professor Timothy, and it has been wonderful. Later on, yes, I met with him again, but I was able to meet him in live and also had moment to really discuss and to tap from his wisdom. But the person who opened that door for me to meet with him is Professor Timothy. So, and actually, he has been of great help to open many doors for me, which of course I can't be able to share everything here. So, but what I'm trying to say is that mentors open doors, mentors open opportunities for you. Your mentors will open, they are a pathway. They're a pathway because you will use, they will expose you. These are mentors. They are glad to see that you are exposed. They are glad to see that you succeed. And the third point is that great mentors share their knowledge freely. They are not insecure people. They are not people who think that you are coming to be greater than them. They really desire for you to be great or even greater than them because they are not insecure. They always want to share what they know, what they understand. And I'm grateful for being close to people like that. And the fourth point is that they stretch their minds to think beyond the obvious. To think beyond the obvious. What they do is that they stretch our minds. If you are mentors, stretch your mind to see beyond the obvious because they are seeing ahead of you. So they are able to help you to have a glimpse of what is ahead. Most times, as I teach today, I lecture students, and I am around students, I see the mistakes they make. Every day, they make a lot of mistakes. And the problem is because they take those decisions based according to what they are seeing currently. Unfortunately, the very few students that I'm around, I sometimes keep encouraging them. You have a lot of supportive people around you. You want to take a decision, don't go and take decision without asking questions. Especially some of us that are abroad now. You will see some people coming from Africa, coming from different parts of the world, Asia, left their family, but you are coming to a new place. And then you are able to find people around you. There is support in the university, but you never ask anyone in the university, never ask. Sometimes when I ask them, you are facing this problem. Did you go to your coordinator? Did you go to the student affairs? Did you go to the international office? Did you ask questions about this? They say no. I said, then why won't you fail? Why won't you be stranded? Why won't you have problems? So, and these mentors are located everywhere in our department. You will see these type of lecturers that are focused. They really always want to see the progress of students. And once you find these people, please go close to them. And the next point is that mentors instill values like integrity, like hard work, like smart work. And they will teach you a lot because you are seeing things at your level. Sometimes I will ask, when I teach biochemistry, medical biochemistry to medical students, they will be complaining, "Sir, this thing is difficult." I say no. And I will share some strategies on how they will go about their studies. And I will tell them, no, don't be speaking and looking based or telling your story based according to your current capacity. I normally tell them to see what is ahead. I say, no, your capacity can be enlarged. So don't be looking at just because it looks as if it's hard, so it's hard. No, you just need to expand. You just need to expand. And that is exactly so. Mentors instill values in us. They makes us to be hardworking, to have integrity, to learn to think. This is very, very important. The sixth point is that mentors reminds us that not every battle is worth fighting. And that's true. That's just what I just mentioned that I learned from Professor Timothy, that actually not every battle is worth fighting for. We're in the era of right, which is quite true. That's why we have laws, we have order, but if you're going to be pursuing that everybody that wronged you, you're going to fight. Everybody that wronged you, you're going to fight. That means you're not going to do anything in your life. You will every day be fighting people. So I think you have to understand, if you're going to go, if you are willing to go very far, then you have to understand which fight. You have to choose your fight wisely. Which fight? I want you to understand that one. Just, you have to locate which one should I fight? So that is important, and I want you never to forget that. Now, the next point I want you to get is that mentors help you to avoid dangers. There are many potholes along the path to success. So if you are working with those people who have known the road before, like we used to say in Nigeria, follow person wey no road. So what that means is that follow the person that actually know the way. Because if you follow the person that doesn't know the way, you're going to have serious problem. And so this is the thing I want you to get, that mentors are treasures. Mentors are treasures. Now I want to leave you with the words of Sir Isaac Newton. I stumbled upon that quote some times ago, far back, probably about 15 years ago, and it is attributed to Sir Isaac Newton. It says that Isaac Newton said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." So which means is that if you want to see very far, the secret that Isaac Newton gave is that stand on the shoulders of giants. So I want you to go find a mentor. Don't walk alone. You can walk with your friend. That's correct. That's okay. It's important. They have their place in your life. But don't live your life as a student, as a career person, without a mentor. Look for a mentor, somebody who can always correct you, somebody who is willing to share and to tell you the truth about yourself, about your position, about your state, about what you are doing, what you are not doing, what you should be doing, what you will be doing. Is very important to have mentors. So find mentors, look for them, go close to them, become a mentor as well when you have developed, and so that you can also pass what you have been taught. What was done to you ought also to be done to others. So that's my message today. See you next time.